Told him it was you.
Armando, everything okay? He just told me that you're very strong.
Don't say that.
He just told me you're very strong. I swear to you. Talks very highly of you. So stop complaining at night. You think Hamzat's his favorite. It's okay.
And in a good flow. I know he's a wrestler, but we still want him to be smooth within his flow, working through the levels, up and down with his jab and setting combinations, and using his.
The war of words just intensified. Arman Tsarukyan's coach issued a stern warning to UFC lightweight champion Ilia Topuria, claiming that his fighter is locked in, primed, and ready for a showdown that's no longer a question of if, but when. In addition, Tsarukyan's boxing coach, Yogi, revealed that they've been developing specific techniques behind closed doors, though he chose not to disclose the details. He noted that Tsarukyan has been performing strongly in his boxing sessions, with the team ensuring every aspect of his striking is sharpened to leave him fully prepared for his next fight.
Today we got Arman boxing training today. He's trying to get a look in front of him so he can work some of the tools we've been working on. His level changing, his feints, getting his head moving in a good flow. I know he's a wrestler, but we still want him to be smooth within his flow, working through the levels, up and down with his jab and setting combinations, and using his angles. If he understands his angles, his wrestling is just going to be that much better because he won't have to always shoot in on a straight line. So just trying to get him in the best positions to win exchanges and get to what he does best, and that's wrestling, but it starts with good stand-up. Two to the body off that double touch. That's it. That's where you want to go with it. There you go.
Arman, we've been training, doing some secret stuff in training that I won't disclose, but just making sure his boxing is coming together, and he's gonna have a new wrinkle in his game that he's very, very confident in now, and it's working and sparring, and we can't wait to see who's his next opponent, and I'm just excited for Arman to come out and show who he is again.
Meanwhile, in conversation with Mike Vaughn, Chael Sonnen revealed that after conversations with Daryl Christian, the wrestling coach of Arman Tsarukyan, as well as coach Sam Calavera, he came to the conclusion that Tsarukyan's next fight was already set and confirmed.
What makes you so confident? 100% sure is going to be Arman Tsarukyan getting the shot. I've said, I'm pretty sure I said I'd eat that hat behind me if his next fight was for a title, just because it seems so grim, Chael. What has changed?
Well, there's a couple things. I mean, first off, I'm obviously coming to you with information, whether I should have or I shouldn't. Secondly, I was the best man in his wedding. His name's Daryl Christian, and he's the wrestling coach of Arman Tsarukyan. Third, I just spoke to Coach Cal. I wanted to come out and I wanted to film Chimaev training, and it turns out that...
At the same time, Arman Tsarukyan remains deep in training camp, continuing his preparations in Chicago at the Jackson Media House. Working closely with coach Sam Calavera, he is sharpening every aspect of his game, ensuring no area is overlooked as he readies himself for the upcoming challenge. Furthermore, coach Sam Calavera shared with Bear Digidio that Arman Tsarukyan is the most formidable athlete they've ever had in the garage. Bear teased Tsarukyan, telling him to stop complaining about Khamzat Chimaev beating Calavera's favorite, adding a playful edge to the intense training atmosphere.
Hello, coach. How are you?
Don't tell Armand what I said, okay?
So I got you a t-shirt.
They asked me, they said...
Hi, how are you?
They said, who's the biggest beast you ever had in the garage? Who's the most athletic? I told them...
We don't know. We don't know yet.
I told
Saturday.
I told him it was you.
Armando, everything okay?
Very good.
He just told me that you're very strong.
Don't say that.
He just told me you're very strong. I swear to you. Talks very highly of you. So stop complaining at night. You think Hamzat's his favorite. It's okay. I like you too. He's been emotional at night. He thinks Hamzat's your favorite.
I understand. He was in my garage crying last night.
No, Armando comes home, he's all pissed. I'm like, you look good. You go get a tan?
In contrast, Ilia Topuria shows little concern about Arman Tsarukyan's intense preparations. Instead, he has been focused on enjoying life outside the cage, traveling the world, and spending his time at dinner gatherings with family and friends. However, Bear Digidio noted that while many praise Ilia Topuria's striking and describe him as a unique talent, he sees Arman Tsarukyan in a similar light. He emphasized that Tsarukyan's well-rounded skill set, combining striking, wrestling, and ground game, gives him the tools to neutralize and counter anything Topuria brings to the cage.
Everybody talks about Ilia's striking. Everybody says that Ilia is something they've never seen before. But I feel you're the same way. You have striking, you have ground game, you have wrestling, you have kicking, you have everything it takes to out-counter.
Responding to this praise, Arman Tsarukyan fired back at those calling Ilia Topuria special, dismissing the notion by saying Topuria relies solely on boxing.
He has just one special thing. It's a boxing. That's all. It's not boxing, it's MMA. And even the striking, I'm better than him for sure, because my kicks, my elbows, my knees work all those, and he does just good boxing. They can wrestle as well, so I just can't wait, to show everybody like what's my level, because I've been improving myself every day and working hard, and I haven't fought a long time, and I just can't wait to show everybody what's my level right now.
Moreover, he emphasized that this is mixed martial arts, not boxing, and even in the striking department, he believes he holds the advantage, citing his superior kicking game as proof that he can outclass Topuria on the feet.
Fighter in the world, because I know how I work, how I dedicate for this sport, and I know I gotta be the best in this sport, because I love it so much, and I give myself to this sport, and it's gotta pay off.
You get the belt, you beat Ilia, you move up, you fight Islam.
Adding to the anticipation, Khamzat Chimaev stated that he wants the fight between Ilia Topuria and Arman Tsarukyan to happen, stressing that the world needs to see who truly stands as the best in the division. He described it as a fight guaranteed to deliver chaos and excitement, noting that the contrasting styles of both fighters make the matchup especially compelling.
I hope so. It's a good fight for the both guys. So fighting is, ask me, it's like we need to know who is the best fighter in the world. So the both guys is best fighters. So I will be happy to watch that fight. Yeah, it's a crazy fight. Arman is good moves. Like he has a good kick, good wrestling, and the other guy has a good jiu-jitsu, a good puncher. So it will be cool to watch that fight.
Expanding on this point, Khamzat Chimaev revealed that he has trained alongside Ilia Topuria in the past, just as he has recently with Arman Tsarukyan. He explained that he and Ilia worked together until Topuria moved to the United States, while Chimaev remained training in Sweden. He highlighted the strength of his Swedish team, made up of several UFC fighters, and credited that group dynamic with pushing each member to improve drastically.
In beginning, he was training in Sweden. I was training in Sweden as well. We trained together. And then he moved to US and he started training here. One time we had a good team in Sweden. We had good fighters, a lot of good fighters. Jimmy Manuwa, Alexander Gustafsson, Latif, Reza Madadi, David Taimur, and a lot of good UFC fighters. It was the big team. And Iji Prochaska, he was there as well. And a lot of good guys. It was a big team. And we make us that good because we trained there, so many good guys work together.
Similarly, Brendan Schwab remarked that Ilia Topuria has been focused on making smart business moves, while acknowledging that Arman Tsarukyan represents the toughest challenge for him. He added that if anyone else were in Topuria's position, they would likely make the same choices and look to delay such a difficult matchup for easier yet higher rewarding ones.
won't say he's dodging him. I think he's being a businessman. If I was his manager, I'd tell him the exact same thing. Arman's his toughest fight, and he's still a favorite in the fight, but it's his toughest fight. But if you're Ilia and you're his team, you're like, bro, Patty, and I don't think that's an easy fight for him, but it's like, all right, Patty or Arman? Arman, problem. And Patty, it is what it is. He has a little more clout than Arman. So even though Arman's ranked number 1, if I'm Ilia, hell yeah, give me Patty. I make way more money, you know? And if, let's say he fights Arman, say you were to lose, then that Patty fight, you ain't making the same money. So I'm doing exactly what Ilia's doing. Unfortunately for Arman, I'm doing exactly what he's doing.
Good business. Just good business.
Fight steal and get as much eyeballs as possible. You do Patty Topuria, and you Justin Gaethje Topuria, and then Tsarukyan's last. Patty Topuria's the fight. No brainer. Strike with irons hot, make as much money as possible, get the most views possible. If you're the UFC though, and you do Patty Topuria, it's a win-win, dude. It's a sold-out giant stadium Europe somewhere, or Spain, whatever you want to do. Put in Spain, put it in the UK, whatever you want to do. It's selling out. You're getting a huge fan base on it. Topuria wins, cool. Build his star higher. We got the next guy, Justin Gaethje, waiting for him, Tsarukyan. Keep building him up.
Even so, Schwab stated that if there is anyone capable of beating Ilia Topuria, the fighter with the best chance is Arman Tsarukyan. He emphasized that stylistically, Tsarukyan matches up as the toughest test, describing him as an absolute monster in the division.
Yeah, Arman's fucking tough, man. He's tough. He's a tough fight for him.
I think the one thing as a fight,
I don't know if anybody can beat him, but
yeah.
Arman has the best shot. His stylistically the best shot. Arman's a monster.
Because it's wrestling, huh?
Yep, and cardio. He's a savage.
As a fight fan, it's cardio.
It's cardio, yeah.
For me, I mean, I watch fights with Arman every night, and I just sit there. I try not to get too crazy because they're like serious. Him, Hamza, they all watch the fights. They look at footage. They like really enjoy this, and they really study.
Do they study Marab?
Arman literally watches every fight 5 times. We'll rewind it. I'm not going to give away anything. I'm sure every fighter does this. He'll pick out 2 or 3 moves, and then he'll try to go see if they did those 2 or 3 moves in any other fight. And if they haven't, and if they haven't, he doesn't worry about it. If they have, he'll put it like in his little.
Backing this claim, Arman Tsarukyan stated that Ilia Topuria has not faced true wrestlers in his career, expressing confidence that if they meet, he can take the fight to the ground and secure a submission victory.
У него не было борцов хороших, но я знаю, что Ислам, такие борцы могут его перевести и держать легко на стиле. He's a good striker. Not good striker, he's a good boxer. I feel like myself, I'm a better like a MMA fighter than him because I have more, I'm more skilled than Bryce Mitchell as the worst. He's the worst fighter in 145. He took him down and like hold him. I mean, I can tell he's not high level. I can't wait to show like.
Echoing that sentiment, Michael Bisping stated that Ilia Topuria needs to face Arman Tsarukyan, questioning who else he would fight. He pointed out that Arman has already been linked to talks about Paddy Pimblett, making a matchup with Topuria the most logical and necessary option.
So right now, he's got nothing but big options. Ilia Topuria needs to fight. He needs to accept the fight with Arman Tsarukyan. Because who's he going to fight? Is it going to be Paddy Pimblett? Arman's out there talking shit about Paddy Pimblett, saying that his last few opponents, if you combine their records, they've lost the last 13 in a row. That doesn't quite stack up, but I get the point that he's making. However, he's building his brand. Justin Gaethje's been around forever. However, he's ranked number 3 and he has fought for the belt twice. Arman Tsarukyan is ranked number 1, okay? Whether he likes it, Ilia likes it, anyone likes it. If you want to do it on a merit-based system, Arman Tsarukyan is the guy. Simple as that. Now, if you want to ask me how this all plays out, I would like to say that Ilia Topuria fights Arman Tsarukyan, but I've got a feeling it won't be that.
On that note, Lucas Tracy claimed that Paddy Pimblett has no interest in facing Arman Tsarukyan, as he views him as a no-name fighter despite his status as the #1 contender. At the same time, Justin Gaethje has shown no desire to fight Pimblett and is only targeting Ilia Topuria. Tracy added that the UFC is likely aware that the Pimblett fight cannot be made yet, as he has not earned that opportunity at this stage.
He doesn't want to fight Arman because he views Arman as like the smallest name in the top 5, and that's why he wants to fight Rufus. He wants to fight Justin Gaethje, who's got more fanfare. But Gaethje doesn't want to fight anyone else, so Gaethje's taken himself out of the equation as well. The UFC is not going to reward Justin Gaethje's behavior. And so the main point that I'm making is, if Arman wants to go into a Topuria fight and have that fight be massive, okay, if the UFC looks at Arman Tsarukyan and they're like, well, the Tsarukyan fight is like the third biggest fight we can make with Topuria right now. The Pimblett fight is bigger, but Pimblett doesn't really deserve it yet.
Therefore, according to Lucas Tracy, if the UFC decides not to book Arman Tsarukyan for the title fight, the next logical step would be a matchup with Paddy Pimblett. He argued that pairing Tsarukyan with a big-name fighter carrying massive hype would make sense, allowing Tsarukyan to pay his dues for stepping aside from the title shot while still creating a high-profile bout.
I think it would make sense to force Arman Tsarukyan to fight a big name with a lot of hype like Paddy Pimblett. So if you beat Paddy Pimblett, again, there's going to be a crazy build-up to that fight. There's going to be a lot of trash talk. There's going to be a lot at stake. People are going to know that whoever wins gets to fight Ilia Topuria next. If Arman beats Paddy Pimblett and finishes him or just has an impressive performance, that Topuria fight is that much bigger. If Pimblett goes out there and beats Arman Tsarukyan, you can't call Pimblett a fraud anymore. You can't bring up the fact that he's only beating old heads, because a win over Arman is a win over a guy that's like 28 years old in his prime, as elite as it gets in the lightweight division as far as skill goes. So this is a no-brainer. You have to book this fight. You just have to do it. And, you know...
Meanwhile, Rampage Jackson shared his perspective, leaning toward Arman Tsarukyan if the fight is made, but also offering praise for Ilia Topuria. He admitted it is difficult to bet against Topuria given his recent performances, noting that in his last 3 fights, he has displayed some of the best boxing skills seen in the UFC.
Well, you know, I'm with Arman. If they fight each other, I'm with Arman on that. But Topuria, man, it's just going to be hard to bet against that guy.
Of course.
You know, based off his last 3 fights and what he's shown here, his wrestling and his grappling.
But Rampage, you've seen so many different generations of fighters. You've seen so many different champions. Is he that different compared to other things you've seen, or is it just his time?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anybody boxing so neat and so crisp and so tight.
Yeah, he's the best.
Building on that, Lucas Tracy also commented that Ilia Topuria openly saying he would rather fight Paddy Pimblett instead of Arman Tsarukyan is simply an attempt at rage baiting.
And he's saying he wants to beat up Paddy Pimblett. I think that Ilia Topuria is honestly rage baiting with this take. I think that Topuria, I don't know why he doesn't like Arman. It's kind of weird to me because I thought that they would be sort of cordial with each other. I'm surprised that Topuria is like dissing Arman. Arman's offering Ilia Topuria $500K to take the fight. He says if he loses to Ilia, if Arman loses to Ilia, he will give Ilia $500K. So I don't know what's up with Topuria really having something against Arman Tsarukyan. As I said, I think it may just be rage bait, like he's trying to big brother him. He's trying to get a power trip over him or something like that.
In fact, he found it surprising that Topuria appears to have an issue with Tsarukyan. Tracy concluded that with UFC 321 lacking major star power, adding a matchup between Arman and Paddy would provide the king of big fight the card needs. And we'll get to see who faces Ilia.
With UFC 321 lacking, it needs another big fight, and it just makes sense to have that fight be Arman Tsarukyan versus Paddy Pimblett. Whoever wins that is clear next in line for Ilia Topuria, and then all of the problems are fixed. And I think Topuria is not going to have an issue fighting Arman if he gets back in the cage and proves that he can make weight. So, yeah, it's a no-brainer. The UFC needs to make this fight, and they need to do it in Abu Dhabi because that card is in desperate need of help, okay? So, Paddy Pimblett, I don't want to hear, oh no, I don't want to fight Arman because it has to be Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje doesn't want to fight anyone.
Despite all this, Arman Tsarukyan explained that the UFC has not given him any updates regarding his next fight. He said he remains in training while continuing to call out Ilia Topuria at every opportunity, determined to secure the matchup.
They didn't tell anything yet to me, so I'm just still waiting in training and trying to call out Ilia as much as possible. I mean, he feels that he's gonna lose that fight, and it's better to give the belt and then like go up or like wait when what happened with me, because he knows just I'm a big problem for him, and I'm gonna get his title. He knows that, and he wants to get easy fights with Paddy or Gage or with someone, just make money and to defend. But with me, this is gonna be hard.
Finally, Luke Rockhold and TJ Dillashaw says that while Arman Tsarukyan's boxing is solid, it does not match the level of Ilia Topuria's striking. Similarly, they acknowledge that Topuria's wrestling is strong but not on par with Tsarukyan's elite grappling. Dillashaw cautioned that it would be a mistake for Tsarukyan to engage in a punch-for-punch exchange with Topuria.
Yeah. Here's the thing, he is a little bit smaller, and Arman is a bigger guy, and Arman's elite. So we'll get to see, I believe Topuria's wrestling is elite, but Arman's is elite and he's bigger. And that could pose a problem. Islam, elite and bigger. These guys are going to be, in the grappling aspect of things, it's going to be dangerous for him. And I'm curious to see how that reacts.
Yeah. Do not go punch for him in the first 2 rounds.
You can't, yeah. No.
Do not go punch for punch with him.
And the reason why?
Because he's crips. He's amazing boxing.
Even if you are just as good, though, Arman's a phenomenal striker and
not
wrestler.
this good.
At this point, the anticipation for Arman Tsarukyan versus Ilia Topuria has reached a boiling point. Coaches, fighters, and analysts are all weighing in, each adding fuel to the fire. With Tsarukyan sharpening every weapon in his arsenal and Topuria seemingly unfazed, the stage is set for one of the most intriguing stylistic clashes in the lightweight division. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a beat. We'll see you in the next episode with even more exciting updates.